pulse width modulation PWM. It is an encoding technique to encode the information into the desired format. Here the information will be varying by varying the width of the pulse. So here the on time is called duty cycle. So it may be on and it may be off. From 0 to 60 that will be off, and 60 to 100 the pulse will be on. Similarly here in this reset mode, during 0 to 60 that will be active high, and 60 to 100 it will be 0. This is the pulse modulation output. So pulse width modulation is an encoding technique. Here the width of the pulse will be varied, that will be varied by varying the duty cycle width. Duty cycle means on time here. Coming to MSP 430, here the width of the pulse will be setting in the timer A capture or compare register 0, and initially timer A register value 0. Each time the timer A register captures the value and compare with the timer A register. Whenever it reaches the maximum value, uh, it generates the timer A interrupt flag, and again it falls down to 0. Again it incremented gradually by capturing the current time. So here in the pulse width modulation output means in the timer A register, in the up mode, this is up mode means it counts from 0 to the value in the timer A capture compare register. After reaching the maximum value in the capture A register, it falls down, means it becomes 0, and again it increases. This means this is called up mode. In the up mode, various 8 modes are there. One is set reset mode, another one is reset set mode. In the set reset mode, first we need to set the 100 in the timer A capture or compare register 0, and timer A register value is 0. At that time the output is active low up to the timer A. So the timer A register captures the current time, means record the current time each time and compare with the value in the timer A capture or compare register. Whenever the value reaches the 60, the output becomes high, means it increases from low to high. Then the output is constant up to from timer A register value from 60 to 100. Whenever timer A register value reaches the 100, it generates the timer A interrupt flag and falls down to active low. And again timer A register starting from 0, and 0 to 60 value the output is active low, and 60 to 100 the output is active high in the set reset mode in the timer A register up mode. Similarly, timer A register up mode in the reset or set mode, similarly here. So we need to set the 100 value in the timer A capture and compare register. Timer A register initial value 0. At that time the pulse width modulation output is active high. So whenever the timer A counter value meet the 60 in the timer A capture value register value, it becomes low. That means initially we set the desired value in the pulse width in the timer A capture and compare register, and timer register value 0. For each count the timer A register incremented, that means record the current time, current count value. When its count value reaches the 60, that is the value in the timer A capture and compare register 1, the output value becomes low, means from active high to active low, and 60 to 100 the output is active low load, output is low, means the duration is 40 counts, 40 cycles. Again, whenever it reaches the 100 value, that means the value in the timer A capture register 0. So timer A register value and timer A capture register value both are equal. So it generates the interrupt flag and the output becomes active high. And again timer A register resetted and timer register value and same thing is repeated. Like that, we can generate the active high loads in the timer A register up mode, set or reset mode, active low loads in the timer A register up mode, reset or set mode. So here the frequency of the pulse width modulation is calculated by dividing the frequency of the timer clock by period of the timer A register in counts. So the number of clock cycles in the timer clock by 100 here. The duty cycle means on time. So pulse width here, pulse width n means, so timer A register 1 60, that is the on time by 100. The average voltage across the output is V average voltage equal to D into VCC, means the duty cycle into supply voltage equal to on time by on time plus off time into VCC. So here on time is, in case of active high loads, 40. Here in the off reset or set mode, on time is 60. On time is 60 here. So 60 by 100 into VCC. Next, measurement of frequency. So we can calculate the times timer clock. So F equal to 1 by T. So suppose if this is the desired period, in this is the on time from active low to active high here, up to some number of cycles it will be high, then it becomes active low up to some of cycles. So by using timer A clock, we can calculate the sampling time for this signal coming from auxiliary clock. So F equal to 1 by T. So the number of cycles required for doing the particular operation. Next, timer B. Timer B is also similar to timer A, which provides the timing reference, means timing reference to the devices or counters to perform the different operations. Similarly, we generate the interrupts, that is timer B interrupt whenever it reaches the maximum value or whenever counter reaches the maximum value. So coming to the operation of timer B register, first it select the source. That source may be coming from external signals, that may be timer B clock signal from external signal or input clock, or the clock may be coming from internal sources, means on chip clock system, that means that may be coming from auxiliary clock system or subsystem main clock. The timer B select the any one of the clock by using the timer B source select, and it is giving to the input divider. Based on the desired clock frequency, we can divide the source clock with 1 or 2 or 4 or 8. Then that is giving to the timer B register. Timer B register record the current time or current count. This count length will be varied by varying the control length bit in the control register. It may be 8-bit counter or 10-bit counter or 12-bit or 16-bit. Here timer B is a 16-bit timer register. So timer B register captures the current time and compare this current value with the value in the timer B capture and compare register. If both values are equal, it generates the timer B interrupt flag, and capture and compare register interrupt flag. At the same time, it generates the output signals to the different devices for operating them, which provides the timing reference to the different devices. In the capture and compare mode, by giving one, this will be activated. It also select the particular input. Capture compare input 1A, 1B, ground, VCC. We can select any one of this one. That is giving to the capture mode. That value is giving in the timer B, capture compare register 1. That is giving to the timer B capture length. That is giving to the comparator and give the output signals. Like that, timer B register generates the timing reference to the output devices, as well as generates the interrupt signals like timer B interrupt flag whenever it reaches the maximum value and it downs to 0. It starts falling from high to low. Similarly here, it generates the capture compare interrupt flag.